Now, there is no such thing as a perfect energy. For example, I think the perfect energy is if we were able to not only design a fusion reactor, but B, scale it down to where you could put it in a car or you carry it around in a portable. Hey, that'd be great. Are we there yet? No, we're not even close. I know people out there are looking at this, but if we take a look at our other sources like fission, and whether you're looking at solar or wind, I believe that the best way to approach this energy issue is to take a look at the advantages all of these various sources offer and to be able to integrate them in a synergistic fashion. I don't see why there's any reason why we have to say pick solar or hydrocarbons or wind. That's why our systems are designed to work on many of these various sources, both renewable and non-renewable. So I think, however, though, if you again allowing for the fact that I have a high faith in humanity, and I ultimately believe that we will act as a group. Notwithstanding that there are large companies out there that really couldn't care less about humanity, but as a group of people, if science is allowed to build in an unfettered way, primarily from government influence, I think that we have an incredible future in front of us with regards to energy. I think, though, the one thing I would like to end this with is to remind people that whether you like one source of energy versus another, keep in mind that without energy, our lives wouldn't be anything to what we see right now, and we would be back 300 or 400 years in the past. Our lives would be nothing like we imagine now. And frankly, I think most people have come to take the energy sources that we use. We tend to take it for granted.
What's your hope for the future of humanity, and how does Patriot Energy Systems express that?
Well, the company is in a sense, it's an expression of who I am, as well as the guys I work with. And so I like the whole idea of decentralizing because I've never been much into centralization processes anyway, and that includes the government. That's just my personal view. So the other thing is to give people a good product, something they can use. So for example, when we built our product, we could have done a number of things like take the McDonald's approach, which is to cut corners everywhere we could. So we could give you this product at such a cheap price that no one can compete. That's one thing. What we did is we took the other way. We actually focus on quality, because if used right, our systems should, with the exception maybe of batteries, they should withstand many decades of use outside. So we took that route knowing that it might be a little bit more money up front and some people might walk away, and we recognize that our products aren't for everybody. But for those people that do buy them, we're pretty proud of them. And I think as the industry opens up down the road, there'll be plenty of competition out there of what we're doing. And I think, again, the competition's good. I think it keeps, for manufacturers, it keeps us on our toes. Just the changes that we've made in our systems in the last year have been very positive for us. We've become very plussed on what we're doing, not to mention the fact that we're learning how to manufacture these things in less and less time. So the trend that I see is still positive. The things that I see that may disrupt some of this decentralization trend is really how much we allow the government to affect what we can do in our decision-making process as businesses. And number two, don't confuse large businesses with free enterprise. Most of these companies, whether you're talking about Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, these are companies that have very large government backing. And so it's not really free. It's not really free enterprise. In fact, we could go down this whole idea of patenting things, and that's a whole different process conversation we have in the future. So what I'd like to see is just ideally, if people could just be left alone, there'll be a lot of people out there that'll go down paths and they may then end up going nowhere. There'll be other people that will go down different paths and they may be much more successful. Just like children, let us adults learn by our mistakes. Kids do a pretty good job of that, and I think adults could do the same.